Hey everybody, how's it going? It's StormeDegree 14 here, and I am super excited to watch the explanation video for the Ultra Beast Battle Royale that Terminal Montage just made. Now, I'm fresh from the Battle Royale, and I am very interested as to learn what just happened. I've waited a bit, and processed everything that happened, surprisingly, and I'm very excited to see what they explain and why this certain Pokemon won. I'm not going to say who, because I know you haven't watched this before watching me, but some of you I do trust that you've watched it before watching mine. Anyway, I hope you guys like the explanation video. Make sure to watch the Battle Royale reaction before watching the reaction to the explanation, because it'll make more sense. This is a episode that's based off of another episode, so... Anyways, let's get on with it. In 3, 2, 1. Ultra Beast Battle Royale.
Hello, I'm Lockstin.
Hi,
I
Lockstin.
overanalyze and explain Pokemon lore, design, etymology, origins, etc. And I have once again worked with Terminal Montage to create another Pokemon Battle Royale.
Yeah,
This
the
time
Ultra
with
Beast.
Ultra Beasts, which some say are not Pokemon, but
They're
wrong. Ultra Beasts are Pokemon. They are just Pokemon from Ultra Space,
True.
which is like regular space, except more so alternate dimensions, rather than just being from light years away like Deoxys, which is
That
an
is
alien
correct.
proper. And actually, for more detailed explanations on the origins of the individual Ultra Beasts, like what they're based on and
Right.
such, check out the videos around this one. It's what we've been doing on the channel lately.
Okay.
But hey, it's Royale time. Let's get going. The battle takes place in Alola, because obviously, and we begin with a Space Odyssey reference. We tried putting in as many sci-fi movie tropes and references as we could.
Okay, now I see.
Poipole forming a crater and laughing like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, and they're coming out of Beast Balls, because that's what you catch Ultra Beasts in. They have
Right.
a much higher catch rate for Ultra Beasts than regular Pokeballs.
Correct.
Spontaneous cut to the anime. Did you know that this is what Guzzlord sounds like in the Pokemon anime?
Oh.
My god. So this is what it sounds like here. Zergatree is Groot because tree, and it heads for the power
That's
plant
funny.
immediately. As according to its Pokedex entries and the anime, that's just what it do. It raids power plants to steal power. Buzzwole
I
and
see.
Pheromosa are together, because they very much often are. They are the same type after all, are exclusive to each version of the game, and in the trading card game have an unbroken bond. And when it comes to these battle royales, we always consider all sources. And besides, Pheromosa is known to use its pheromones to persuade and control those around it.
I see.
She's the boss here. Hey look, it's an alien abducting a cow trope. Transformers are
That makes
aliens,
sense.
too. And according to the Pokédex, Kartana's swords are capable of cutting anything. It was observed cutting down a gigantic steel tower with
That's
one
what I
stroke
thought
of
it
its blade,
was.
so it easily chops trees. But
Right.
here's a fun fact. We know Nihilego likes latching onto other people and Pokemon, sort of like a brain-sucking alien or a head crab.
Right.
And yet, when it latches onto Naganadel, it doesn't work.
Oh,
Naganadel beats
I thought it was
easily.
what I've been told it's pronounced Naganadel, not Naganadel, but I gotcha. Potato. Anyways, that's all.
Why? Well,
Yeah.
because, fun fact, Naganadel's brain is not in its head. It's in
Oh.
its butt, which becomes more obvious when you remember it evolves from Poipole, and Poipole's head becomes
Oh.
Naganadel's stinger. Look, it's just...
Actually,
Poipole
that
upside
makes a
down.
lot of
But
sense.
Speaking of Poipole, it's a playful
That's
little
weird,
guy.
though.
Here it is messing with Stakataka, who doesn't want to be touched, and is able to move its bricks freely to avoid that. Stakataka also doesn't like others being on top of it, so it traps Poipole inside of it after it sits, giving us a triple reference to the trash compactor Star Wars scene, Doctor Who Dalek screams, and the iconic alien mouth bit. However, after crushing Poipole, it cannot move. Why? Well, Poipole and Naganadel are, in short, super glue alien bees, and also a dragon. They shoot and are thus filled with incredibly sticky glue. Now,
Okay, so the glue stuck to a Stakataka's body and it couldn't unbuild itself. That explains a lot, actually.
how helpless Stakataka is eaten by Guzzlord, who is known to voraciously munch on buildings or anything it can get its big, meaty claws on.
Right.
In the anime, Zergatree and Blacephalon have a bit of a rivalry. They
Oh,
both put
really?
on light shows, after all. Zergatree lights up and references Close Encounters aliens. And this
Okay.
huge light show distracts the bugs, because bugs love lamps, but this leaves
That's
Pheromosa
true.
open to a Nihilego attack, which of course then turns into a Lusamine reference. After all,
Yeah.
Lusamine bases herself on the style of Pheromosa.
Right.
But
You know, that was the crazy part in the game. Like, seeing that, like, to happen to a person in a Pokemon was crazy. But then it was a bit of a letdown when you actually when it literally just throws the Pokeballs and you don't actually fight it itself. Which was, that's what I was expecting, because that thing looks freaky looking. But yeah.
But still, Nihilego is no match for Buzzwole's strength,
Right.
heroism, and concern for their friend. However, according to the Pokédex, Pheromosa hates being touched more than anything. So
Okay.
it runs with its overwhelming speed, forming an alien crop circle in the
Right.
process. Buzzwole drinks some protein to become a jerk, but then the arms
Yeah.
pop, turning it into small might before being defeated.
Yeah,
Spontaneous
that's what I thought that
fact,
was.
Celesteela is a bamboo
Celesteela.
rocket ship, and according to the Pokédex, witnesses have seen it burn down a forest by expelling gas from its two arms. However,
Right.
it's also been seen lifting off without damaging any plants at all, so I
That
guess
is a
it's
good
choice
point.
thing. Either way, it wants to go to space. It's a space rocket, space core, of course.
Right.
It begins lifting off, and the destructive blast is approaching the power plant, so
Correct.
Blacephalon hides in a storm drain as it's partially inspired by Pennywise the
Correct.
alien clown. But circuitry is plugged into both the power plant and the ground, as
Right.
it do, absorbing energy from the earth itself, so it's unable to escape. Being
Aw.
bamboo makes Celesteela the perfect target for Kartana, whose name
Oh, no.
partially pulls from katana, the samurai sword, hence
Right.
also its origami samurai-like appearance.
Mhm.
Samurai famously train their sword slices on bamboo targets, so really,
Oh.
Kartana has no choice but to aim for Celesteela.
Oh wait, so so Celesteela's design is based off of bamboo? That's really interesting. Is there some reference to like bamboo rockets, like a firework, so to speak? Then again, Blacephalon's the one that's based around the fireworks. There's a lot to go in there for that one. But that's interesting. But that makes sense though. Kartana targeting it because it looks a lot like bamboo, and that's what samurais train with.
Now that it's visible, but what's it saying? Well, in the anime, Kartana is actually fully capable of human speech,
Really?
but only in reverse.
Worthless object, again I cut.
So it does so here, with Sam's
Oh.
lines from Metal Gear Rising.
I did not know that. So it can talk, but it just talks in reverse? That's nuts.
Mind if I got in?
It slices through Celesteela with ease, who
Right.
careens into space Among Us style and
Yeah.
crashes into the moon. Nihilego is now
Right.
cracked, as its body is like glass, and it's tempted over by Blacephalon, Pennywise style.
Right.
After all, Nihilego's Pokédex entries mentions that it acts a bit like a little girl. Pennywise
Oh, really?
likes little children, and so does Blacephalon according to its lore. Nihilego
Oh.
tries to latch onto its head, but meets its demise in the process.
I see.
Blacephalon is able to explode its own head and regrow it rapidly, as seen here, being popped like a balloon by Naganadell's stinger, though perhaps its shoulders being superglued shut would prevent that, and after all, Naganadel hates its stingers being touched, and Blacephalon just smacked it. So
You know, that's a really interesting theme that goes around with those Ultra Beasts. So, all of them have some sort of specific behavior when they are touched by anything. So I guess that's the rule about Ultra Beasts: don't touch them ever, otherwise they'll just destroy everything. But that was just weird. Like Stack Attacker didn't like it, Pheromosa didn't like it, Buzzwole doesn't like it, Naganadel doesn't like it, or Naganadel as he says it.
it turns Blacephalon into Guzzlord food. Appreciating the easy meal, Guzzlord and Naganadel team up. Why?
Yep.
Well, the tag team gimmick in the Pokemon card game at the time.
Ah,
of course.
that explains
Naganadel and
that.
Guzzlord have an unbreakable bond. Two alien dragon abominations being bros. Meanwhile,
Nice.
the very clean Kartana the samurai falls for the pheromone-enhanced beauty of Pheromosa. And
Okay.
they team up for the final showdown, 2v2.
Yep.
But all it takes to reduce Pheromosa's most powerful trait, its speed, to nothing, is
Is
a
sticky
single
glue.
super glue shot.
Yep.
Kartana tries to help the only way it can. It has swords for arms. This is all it knows.
Oh, so it
Alas,
tries to cut her
is then
free.
grabbed by Guzzlord.
Oh, that's so sad. So he was trying to cut her free. She wasn't trying to. Kartana wasn't trying to kill her for some random reason. He was trying to cut her free, and it just cut her hands off and legs off, and then Guzzlord ate her. Oh, that's so sad.
But Kartana can cut through anything, remember. Guzzlord also supposedly has a black hole-like inside. It eats and eats and eats and never leaves droppings. And it uses
see.
this to suck up Kartana and also Naganadel accidentally. But again, Kartana can cut through anything.
Yeah.
Final showdown
Which is
time,
why
Tiny
Guzzlord didn't win.
Superglue versus Tiny Paper Sword. Kartana is a very small target. In
Yeah.
fact, it's tied with some others as the third smallest Pokemon.
It's only 1 foot tall? Dang.
And it's tied for first as the lightest. But then,
Oh.
according to its official description, Naganadel can easily hit a target with its glue shot from over 6 miles away.
Ah.
So it of course gets a few hits in on Kartana, who still manages to reach Naganadel
Yeah.
for a slice. But it has taken enough damage that it doesn't survive the recoil. The winner is Naganadel.
But why?
Only barely. So why? And what else did we consider?
Yeah.
Well, first off, it should be noted that in the lore, Guzzlord is the big bad Ultra Beast, the most
Okay.
devastatingly destructive, the most powerful of all. So it needed to last
I
late
see.
into the battle, but not win, because funnily enough, it is one of the worst competitively. There's
Oh, really?
a huge gap between lore and gameplay mechanics here. And we're of course considering everything. Like, the reason Poipole was the first fatality is easy. It is the weakest by a long shot.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word. I mean, it's the only unevolved one, and when it evolves, Naganadel actually has the lowest stat total of all of the Ultra Beasts.
Oh, really?
Only 540, compared to every other Ultra Beast who has 570.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, why did it win then? Well, because stat total isn't everything.
That's true.
Naganadel's stat distribution, along with the moves it learns, puts it near or at the top of every tier list in the online competitive scene, compared to other Ultra Beasts, of course.
Right.
In fact, it and Pheromosa are both in Uber tier in Smogon,
Ah.
hence also Pheromosa lasting so long. Then
Makes
also,
sense.
more recently, while still rare, Kartana is the only Ultra Beast that lasted quite a while in VGC. It's
True.
very competitively strong against physical sweepers, you see. Hence, it's
Yeah.
also surviving until the very end. But there are lore reasons here, too. Being able to supposedly
Okay.
cut through anything makes Kartana a very strong contender
Well,
right
of course.
away. But the accuracy of Naganadel cannot be matched. And honestly, in an animated setting like this, super glue attacks are very powerful. Being
Well,
able
yeah.
to attach anything to anything or stop motion altogether is almost an instant win strategy,
Yeah.
especially when paired with being able to fly, which is a huge advantage in a battle royale setting.
Correct.
Oh, you're fast? Blam! With my perfectly accurate shot, now you can't move at all.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a bunch of agile bricks? Blam! Now you're solid and immobile. Oh, you can regenerate your weapon head from the hole in your shoulders. Blam! Now it's
Nope.
sealed. Heck, if it wanted to, it could probably superglue Guzzlord's mouth shut. Now what's
That
it
is a
gonna
good
do?
point.
It didn't need to, though, because they are friends. And being friends with the lore-wise most powerful and deadly
Yeah.
Ultra Beast? Yeah, that's a pretty big advantage in a battle royale, too.
That's
and
correct.
Then consider the trading card game back when these guys were relevant. One of the
Okay.
4 championship decks from 2018 uses Kartana GX to pretty decent effect. And in
Oh, really?
2019, one of the 4 uses Naganadel, but another is based around it and Blacephalon. It uses 5 whole Naganadel. And so, no
Oh.
matter how you slice it, Naganadel is near or even at the top of the tier list in every Ultra Beast category.
Okay.
So cool and powerful that even Ash got one in the anime.
Well,
And
yeah.
That's why it wins this battle royale. But what the heck is it based on? What are any of the Ultra
Yeah.
Beasts based on? Like
True.
a muscle mosquito? Sure. Bricks? Cables?
Mm-hmm.
Bees? Well, I'll tell you this, they are all a combination of invasive species and sci-fi alien tropes.
Oh,
And you can
really?
check out my explanations of all of them right here. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more Pokemon Origins, and never stop using your noggin.
Well, that was really interesting. Okay. Well, I guess that makes a lot of sense then. So considering that despite the stat total, that with strategic and just general abilities makes Naganadel or Naganadel, depending on how you say it, it makes him very powerful. And considering that Guzzlord is the worst so tiered, it's surprising it lasted long, but it had lore going for it. So I guess that explains everything, that like why Kartana could win, because he was actually pretty in the solid high tier, which is why it survived so long. It was weird that it was so small for Pokemon too. I had no idea that it talked in the anime just backwards. That is really weird. I was really hoping Stack Attack was going to win, just because I was thinking that, yeah, from what we learned about the Gigantamax Battle Royale, is that often being one of the tankier members can be a humongous benefit, and I guess that's what I was thinking of when I saw the last one. But I forgot to factor in abilities and lore, which, I mean, to be fair, I kind of went in this not knowing a lot, but I didn't know that Stakataka had a high defense and attack, so I was really thinking he was going to survive just about everything, but it would make sense that Guzzlord could just simply eat him and be done with it. Or that, oh no, I thought Naganadel maybe would, or Naganadel would poison them to become a very dangerous, like, or just poison them, because I know it's a poison type, so it would, like, chip down the health. I was thinking too much of the game mechanics, clearly, and I forgot about lore implications as well. But honestly, but I guess the last note, the fact that they're all based on invasive species and alien tropes, that's honestly a really interesting idea. I think I might watch that now as a reaction, but let me know if you would want that as a reaction. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this reaction. I know I explained this outro for too long, but I hope you guys liked the reaction. Make sure to support Lockstin and Terminal Montage before supporting me for my reaction. I want to make sure they get all the credit for this before me getting credit for just my reaction. With that being said, I hope you guys liked the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!